Welcome to Comtrack, where you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. I'm your host, Tim Lifeit. Joining me is my co-host, Sean.
Happy to be here.
And for a new perspective, because I cannot in good conscience do this episode, I have to bring along probably one of the biggest Temple of Doom fans I know, my buddy from college, Nathan Torres. How you doing,
what's
Nathan?
going on? Oh, it's good. Yeah, and I'm doing all right. Happy to be here. Happy to be watching Temple of Doom.
I know, dude.
I've never done like a commentary thing like this. I'm really excited. I've got my, it's not a Temple of Doom shirt, but I've got a cool shirt I bought in college of Mario as Indiana Jones with the chain chomp as the boulder.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I'm wearing my signature Indiana Jones hat.
Very cool.
But right now, because honestly, like, we'll just get, well, first off, for you folks listening back home, if you want to skip ahead and go straight to the movie and skip past our bullshit, there's a little sync button in the description below that'll take you right to it. But that said, Temple of Doom, I'm just going to get started. This is still my least favorite of all four. I still have it.
No.
I'm in the minority here, but my whole little bit is like, because as I said in the last episode, I got pretty much the entire series for Christmas, and I hadn't seen any of them at the time, so I was like 17, and I popped in Raiders, loved it, and I was going to expect so much from Temple of Doom, because it was like, oh, this is the big movie that inspired the PG-13 rating. This is going to be amazing, and it's good. The first 15 minutes are really awesome, and so is the last half hour. Everything else in the middle just is so bogglingly, I don't want to say slow, but it feels just so like I'm waiting this whole time for the swashbuckling action to get in, and it's just a lot of pain and torture and cringy characters, and there's like one good scene in there with Willie. And
well, you know that you know, it's often stated that Lucas and Spielberg came up with this movie during the very dark time in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's just it. It's perfectly acceptable, you know, to look at this movie in a different perspective, because it is massively culturally unfamiliar to the West, and that's kind of its intention, but at the same time it's a death cult. So yes, it's supposed to be creepy and horror-y and this stuff, because this is another aspect of exploring other cultures, which is part of what archaeology covers, even though Indy is the worst archaeologist ever.
He really
False.
is.
He's the greatest of all time.
He destroys everything instead of preserving it. That's kind of the exact opposite of what they're supposed to do.
Well, we want to talk about that.
At least he only destroys it by just kind of setting off the traps. Like, that was their own making. Lara Croft just shoots it all with bullets.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, so Temple of Doom was kind of a disappointment with me, even though there are parts of it that I just cannot. I have to say that I love them.
It's so
like,
good.
Yeah, of course. But I want to hear what your guys' first experiences with Temple of Doom were.
Well, for me, Temple of Doom is actually the first indie movie that I ever saw. So maybe perhaps that's why it's, you know, very sentimental.
Might
for
explain
me.
it.
But even like looking back on it, and I realized that, like, in my opinion, Raiders of the Lost Ark is the greatest. It's the best of any indie movie that there will ever be. But easily one of the greatest action movies of all time. But Temple of Doom, it's like, just kind of like we were talking about. It's dark, it's goofy, it's weird. I think it's very swashbuckling. I am a big fan of the score.
Okay, the score is pretty good.
Yeah, especially like the Slave Children's Crusade. Like the Temple, Family Guy made that joke when when Peter goes, you know, and it's like this score slaps.
I grew up, you know, with these movies, and you know, there was a morbid fascination with Temple of Doom, you know, because you have such scenes like, you know, that dinner scene and like the snakes and the soup and just like, ugh.
A guy's heart getting ripped out and set on fire.
I was coming to that, but yeah, like this had so much like creep out factor.
Well, even in this
which
scene,
was like the right level of creep out factor for the age I was. Like I was not ready for horror, but you know, when I'm like 7 years old, I'm
when
like,
you're
this
exploring.
is like, oh
Yeah.
So I mean, it's fun and it's crazy, and I mean, also you could talk about things being boring, but I think this is probably the first film I ever saw, you know, as a young kid, where it's like there's jungles and there's like these locations were very interesting to me. Like I hadn't seen
There's a
that
chase
kind of
scene.
stuff before. So I mean that's a whole other thing. It's like they went to very different locations than they went to in the previous film, and you know, it was like, oh, those vistas, those things. It's like it kept my attention because I'm like, this is different.
It's very they definitely went, and then like I know they've said before that they feel like because it's set in 1935 instead of 1937, like a lot of people were expecting, because Raiders of the Lost Ark was set in 1936, and they're like, well, we had to make it a prequel to avoid making the Nazis the villains again. I was like, no. You could have easily done this movie and set it the year after Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's nothing.
Pretty much.
Yeah. The only thing, and of course they probably never envisioned making these movies the way they did initially. But you know, there's that scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark when Indy's talking to Brody, and he's like, "Oh, you know, I don't believe in that hocus pocus mumbo jumbo, whatever the line is." And it's like, well, he did technically just go through only a year prior the events of Temple of Doom. You'd think, you know, he'd change his ways, but you know, continuity errors aside, that, you know, the movie is just, I find to be so much fun. Hell, even in this, you know, Indy's poisoned, and the poison works fast, Dr. Jones.
Yeah, that was kind of messed up.
There's a scene coming up, you know, when I don't know if like there are people like watching with us that haven't seen this before.
We'll be starting the movie very, very soon.
Yeah.
You know what? In fact, I think we should just go ahead and start the movie because, I mean, why not? We've been talking about it.
Oh my God.
So...
Okay. I thought we had already started. I'm going to rewind that.
Oh, no, it's cool.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is okay. This is okay. See, this is what happens when you have guest stars. They're new.
Tim will count us down to when to hit play.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like 7 minutes into the movie too, so.
This is fine. This is fine. All right. So for those of you folks back home, if you've got your Blu-ray, you've got your digital copy, you're watching it on Netflix, you've got your VHS, whatever, get ready to hit the play button because we are going to get this bad boy rolling in 3, 2, 1, click, click. And there's the Paramount logo, as always.
Okay.
And as always, it has to fade into the
mountain.
Another Paramount, a mountain, yes. But I do like the cleverness here where it's like, because I remember watching this first time and I'm like, oh, they're just going to do this little thing with a ceremony. I'm like, right on. It's going to start out weird and dark and crazy, and then Capshaw comes out and it's a dance number?
It's a great dance number. And that's why when you were talking earlier and this was playing, I was tapping along to it. But it's so good.
The title, where we're not using the original Raiders font, which actually I kind of appreciate because, you know, it's them trying to change it up and trying to do things a little bit differently. But, yeah, I will say this. As great as this dance sequence is open, if it wasn't for that title card, especially for the next shot coming up here where it transitions to the stage.
It always kind of bothered me that the title card is obstructed.
A little bit, yeah. Like you can't even read of Doom.
Yeah. But it's really cool, and and I love how they do it with the opening number. But like we were saying, it gets a little dark. There's a scene coming up in 10 minutes. I won't spoil it for people.
But I mean, I enjoy this kind of stuff because it subverts expectations.
Yeah.
You're kidding me, because seriously, when I saw this sequence, I'm like, did I just pop in taps by accident?
Yeah, I love this sequence.
Like, what the hell is this? It was so weird for me. Although I will say the opening number is appropriately named by having it called Anything Goes.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you don't know what this movie's gonna be like from this
It's very strange to hear a foreign language version of Anything Goes. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yes, but it's like big and brass, and the big band. It's very on point. Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
John Williams.
Love that transition.
I also love the ribbons or whatever you want to call them. This is just very like.
I gotta ask, where did the stage that they were watching go? The large, long shot stage. Where did that go?
Oh yeah,
it's in the set design. It just kind of. I remember watching this for the first time, and I'm like, where the hell did it go?
It was a magically disappearing stage. We don't talk about it.
And then if we weren't James Bond intro enough with the first one, this one just like slaps you with a sledgehammer over the head.
Oh yeah, man.
James Bond.
It's Shanghai 1935, like yeah.
But yeah, that was like still like one of the, but I always thought that Anything Goes was a really great way to say this because if you noticed, like, because he said anything goes really, and we can just do whatever the fuck we want with Indiana Jones, because remember, Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of pushed what PG did back in the day.
Oh yeah,
this really pushed it. So I feel like his whole thing with anything goes kind of dissipated.
Yeah.
After Temple of Doom, because when you look at Last Crusade, yeah, it still has those gory elements and those that violent fun, but it's nowhere. It's a lot tamer by the comparison.
Oh yeah.
Although thankfully, I think it's a little bit more stomachable in my case. Just saying. I'm gonna lose so many followers over this episode.
I mean, like Willie Scott is easily, and Kate Capshaw did what she could, but she's quite easily the worst indie girl that there ever will be.
Oh, totally. Like, without a doubt. I'm sorry. Kate Capshaw, I know for a fact, is a very sweet woman in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's one of the cool... Like, you talk about anyone who met Spielberg, and they always say he's such a nice guy and whatnot. Kate Capshaw has been kind of described in the same manner. But in this movie, I just freaking hate her face. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't hate her, but, like, the character, yes, I mean, she's compared to other ones... It is a bit weak, but she does do for the character what the character's supposed to do. It's like she is somebody who is very privileged and entitled and used to being pampered, and so she is being put through the ringer here, and it's just like, no.
Yeah.
I just wish that, like, why was she in this whole movie and not just this opening sequence?
They didn't kill her off.
She had a contract.
She had a contract,
and Spielberg wanted some pussy, but whatever.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Spielberg was not thinking with the head on top of his body.
Yep. Although it's something that we missed. I kind of really love the blocking with the lazy Susan.
I love
it.
And
forth.
Yeah, and it's actually it's already happened, but you can actually notice when they put the poison on the lazy Susan. It's very, very subtle.
That's so cool, though. Also, can we talk about how Indy just totally threatened to kill Willie just 2 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Without remorse.
I'm perfectly okay with this. Indy has been shown to be, morally chaotic as it suits his needs, and that's perfectly fine.
He's a bit of a scoundrel, he's a scruffy-looking nerve herder.
He's a scruffy-looking nerve herder.
And that, oh my gosh, that shot there where the heads turn.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Good shit, man.
Now you give me the knife. Excuse me? I love the music.
Yep. Oh, great effect.
I love that.
I love how literally no one notices this.
Yeah, he's got this
going
gun.
on.
But then, bang, bang. This shot always creeped me out as a kid. It's like, this guy was just a creepy looking dude.
Yeah.
He gets his just desserts.
Oh boy. And now we begin like this great little action sequence. Oh!
So good. Too much to drink. I love this.
Oh yeah, this is wonderful.
Oh, Indiana Jones throws a firing skewer through someone's chest.
Right? It's never
so
enough
good.
for Spielberg, man.
It's so good.
And
I've always loved the little back and forth, go after the MacGuffin, so to speak, thing that they do in all these movies. Just classic.
I love like the people in the background though, because I mean they're so authentic in some ways.
Yeah.
A wandering drunk, some people panicking, some just being like, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, nope. No, not the band. Wilhelm scream. Oh my god.
And this is a really great way. I mean, you had this very intense encounter, and now it's almost like slapstick.
Yeah.
No kid. Yeah, it does like have that little bit of bringing up baby to it, doesn't it? That's actually a weird combo when you think about it. Bringing up baby meets James Bond. I'm amazed that no one's actually stepped on the thing yet.
Shark kicking it around now. That's so funny.
Oh no.
Oh, but the great symbol to the face though. Symbol to the face. Stay there.
I will say this though, they must have had a crap ton of fun shooting this.
Oh yeah.
They're literally they're adults in a freaking balloon ball pit.
Yeah.
And I mean, come on, like right here, this part, this is one of the best right here.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
With the gong, and he just uses
so
it for
great.
a moving cover.
And that guy that had just been standing there was the same guy he fought in the plane in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah, you're totally right.
That evil maniacal laugh. Come on, and let's go out the window.
A little bit of tribute to Buster Keaton, I think.
And here's the name of the club.
Yeah, the Club Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. Yep, there it is. Love that little in-joke.
Who are you?
I love the name Short Round, but he's only slightly less annoying to me.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones,
Willie.
hold on to your potatoes. I mean, come on.
I love the shoes, though. I mean, the freaking blocks on his feet.
It's so great.
He had a good first impression with me with that line and the fact that he's freaking driving the car in an action sequence.
Wow.
But I really wish it aged a little bit better with me, because that's the other thing about this movie that really makes me kind of uncomfortable nowadays are the stereotypes.
Yeah. It was 1984, you know.
It's just like there, and you're like, but at the same time, this sequence is still so much fun. I wind up not really caring too much.
You know, they actually originally planned in the early stages of the movie, they wanted to film the movie in China, and they wanted to film an entire chase sequence on the Great Wall of China.
Yes,
my
that I did
gosh.
remember.
Yeah. Which would have been fucking cool.
It would have been amazing, but Chinese government was like, "Oh, no way. No way we doing that."
No way. I love that Wilhelm scream.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
What is that, twice in 5 minutes?
Yeah. That's got to be the best one. This is fun.
Oh, God, no. Okay, this is a point where I'm like, really? Come on. Oh, boy. This is going to be a long movie for me. I need more, Jack.
And
Oh, hi, Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd, yep.
And if now something I found out, if you look way in the background, those missionary guys, it's really hard to tell. Like blink and you'll miss it. But apparently that is Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, and Frank Marshall all dressed up as a cameo.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And I actually do really love this little bit right here where he's like, "Next time,
So
Lao
Shay." Bum ba dum bum ba-dum bum.
Oh shit! That's a great little reveal. There are moments truly that are brilliant. I cannot deny.
Tim, I think you're like a
and-
a second and a half or 2 seconds ahead of me, at least.
Am I?
I think you might be.
Who cares?
That's okay.
Yeah,
We're all there.
good.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun-dun-dun. And then back into the classic costume.
So great.
You know, I haven't
love
watched.
that.
You know, referencing what's coming up, I haven't watched enough Mythbusters, but I would like to know if you actually could get out of a plane.
No, you can't.
Like this?
I've seen that episode. It is 110% bullshit.
Wait, they did.
And as a matter of fact,
Wait. They did an
oh yeah,
episode about
we all
this.
know what we're talking about.
Oh, I was never a big MythBusters fan, but I didn't know that they did an episode about what's about to happen.
They totally did, and yeah, it is 100% bullshit. Like totally.
Hollywood magic.
They did like an entire Indiana Jones episode. They did a couple Indiana Jones episodes because Adam Savage is.
I need to get
such
me
a
a real
big geek.
fedora like that. I have a cheap prop
At least
one.
they got to have the Great Wall in the opening.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's true.
So they literally had it like, okay, we're just gonna have them go across Shanghai and have the border of China in there as a sign of protest.
Yeah, basically, that's exactly how it went.
But yeah, okay, so I know a lot of fans are, you know, they get like real bitchy about the nuking the fridge bit. But how come this raft part always gets like a pass? Because that is
Honestly, it's
horseshit.
the 80s.
But it's a great
Yeah,
little
yeah.
moment. It's also great when you see the raft like unfurling as it's like falling down. They're clearly fucking prop dolls. It's a great little.
Totally.
It's a great little. Some of these little 80s movies special effects, which were like great back in the day. It's kind of.
I like the fact that the chute is basically on their butts. It's like,
yeah.
are you kissing your ass goodbye? Like, what's going on
Yep.
here? What a mean thing to do to all those chickens.
Poor chickens.
Oh boy.
Willie wakes up.
And no one's flying the plane. Quick, press the autopilot and have the inflatable guy starts piloting the plane inexplicably.
Doll.
No.
Jonathan K.
No
Kwan,
one's
man.
flying the plane. I'm surprised Harrison Ford literally does. Oh, there he goes. Like, just, dude, you're Harrison Ford. You fly planes and crash them for realsies. You get your ass in that cockpit.
Yeah, I'm that schmuck that just came into the airport. No landing.
Oh boy. Little Star Wars sound effect. That's very Millennium Falcon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Skywalker Sound.
Oh boy. Jesus Christ, Cape Catshaw. Your over-the-topness is ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah, it's entertaining, but it's completely bonkers.
Completely bonkers.
Are you gonna bite your nails now? Oh, nope, there it is. Oh shit. Yep. No.
Yeah.
No.
She really is just like, oh man.
They are all so very much dead. Like, you talk about nuke the fridge. I just pull this clip up, and I'm like,
though.
you were
it's
saying
so
I'm
fun. It's just
they're
over the top, and like the track title for this on the score, boom, is called Slalom on Mount Hummel. It's just a great little piece.
Even at his mildest, John Williams always brings his A game.
I mean, not gonna lie, I would absolutely love to do like this version of tubing sometime.
Oh yeah,
but...
oh yeah.
No,
I mean, of course they would never make
like...
it across that dead patch of
right.
Or this.
Or yeah.
Why hasn't it popped yet? Like, for real, that should have popped like before they even got up. It's the little raft that could.
It's indestructible.
It's the little raft that could.
Little raft that could.
And of course, it's not enough to have one fall or two falls.
Of course not. Another. It's Spielberg.
It's whitewater rafting, Indy style.
Actually, I totally would do like a bit like this in my full Indy costume, just for funsies. Also, we got to mention that this is the first time that Indy isn't on a specific quest. He just kind of landed here. Like, he had no intention to be here.
No intention.
Hi, Studio Dog.
It just kind of happened.
And there's also no mention of anyone back in the States, like Marcus Brody or anything like that.
Nothing. He's completely on his own.
Which, again, I will give them chops for trying to be different. And we have our shaman showing the way. Apparently, this actor does not speak a word of English.
Yeah, I heard about
literally,
that.
Yeah, he apparently he just pantomimed everything that Spielberg was doing.
Yeah,
and just mimicked his lines phonetically as he heard it directly from Spielberg.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Mm-hmm. I will admit I do love the kind of weird setup that he has here, where he just kind of crashes into a village that's been ravaged, and it becomes like a very original take on not 7 samurai but 1 samurai.
Yeah, 1 samurai. He is the lone warrior, and like I get that like and I get that like there's like the criticism of Indy being a white savior, so to speak, but
yeah,
I still love it.
Well, I mean,
like this side is like both creepy and like just off-putting, and you especially like, going into an Indy movie, you're just kind of like, oh god,
yeah,
this is weird.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It's so different than what we've had before, and there's also a sidekick along. It's just like
a kid,
okay,
which makes it all the more interesting because that makes it that kind of brings a large part of the human story to the movie, being that he's Indy's sidekick and a kid.
Yeah.
And then of course he gets, well, things
mm-hmm.
happen. Things happen.
But I am kind of surprised that the kid is the one who would be considered his sidekick, cuz like you'd think that, Dr. Jones, who basically ghosts all of his students half the time, would choose, of all people to choose as his sidekick, would be a little kid. But, You know what? I guess that was a weird compromise to be like, well, we got to kind of make this family friendly. I mean, I know we have a freaking guy that has his heart ripped out and set on fire, but we got to, this is going to be for kids. So let's have like a kid side. It's the Robin logic.
It's the Robin logic. Yeah.
Where like, hey, how do we make this very dark character in this very violent environment?
And already they've got to
kids.
And already they've got to eat like bugs and
weird stuff. And
weird
Kate Capshaw's just like, why? Am I in this movie?
Yeah,
I'm wondering that too.
Being a little prima donna about it.
Yeah, huh?
And he's like, just eat it. Well,
yeah, Indy's he's been all over.
Oh, yeah.
He's seen things, man. He's been so he'll just blend right in. That whole description
is a great exposition scene, though. I mean, the framing of the difference of the cultures is wonderful. The making it clear that he has an awareness, at least of some level, of what's going on, while also setting the stage for what's to come.
I agree.
Yeah,
it's just very well crafted. It's a good exposition in that it moves the movie along. I don't feel like this ever really drags on, which is really good.
No,
but
you get a real feel for the intensity from the people imploring him for help.
Yeah, because he's all the Kim from Palace.
And interestingly enough, this is actually in the exact same spot as Raiders, where we had the exposition of the Lost Ark. We had our action up front. We had time to calm down, and now we meet the person that Indy sends his mission on.
Yep.
I mean, they keep it to a level of formulaic without being straight copying.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's so much more dramatic. The stakes already seem higher. At least darker.
Well, yeah, because
now
we have starving children in a village.
Jonathan K. Kwan rocking that fedora.
Yeah.
I need to get a legit one.
Oh, dude. I recommend it. My fedora actually is
an
official
I almost got one of those
Indiana Jones
back in the
one.
day when Crystal Skull came out, and they were like really selling them. Never did.
I love how Short Round is just constantly trying to imitate Indy. It's
yes,
just like,
it's
I want to be like him.
It's adorable.
That's very, very reminiscent of the scene from Jaws with Brody and his father.
Yeah.
And also that they're, taking the risk and doing the object or the MacGuffin, if you will. It's not like an established thing like the Ark of the Covenant or the Holy Grail. It's just kind of this own weird amalgamation of different cultures into this kind of vague supernatural thing. It's it doesn't have anything there.
Yeah.
Which, again, I appreciate the creativity. I really do.
As you should.
Although, is it still weird that when I look at the shaman, all I can think of is Doc Brown with a tan?
Oh my gosh!
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You're never gonna be able to unsee that now.
You're not wrong.
You?
You're not wrong.
1.21 gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts. Now this is fucked up. Like bringing in child endangerment into this whole thing.
Stole their children.
But
Enslavement.
it's also wonderful because it shows that while yes, there is a certain amoral quality to Indy with the fact that he was going to straight up just like stab Willie to get what he wants. He's like, I gotta help children. Like I can't bail on these people.
Do we think that he would have though? Like, Indy's also a gentleman, so like he could have just been doing that to try to play loud shit.
in the heat of that moment, I'm honestly not sure.
That's true.
I've always read that, like I said in the last episode with Raiders, I kind of always saw Indy as the perfect line between a cynic and a romantic.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He walks the perfect balanced fine line. He does only kind of care about certain things, but that doesn't mean he doesn't feel empathy at all.
Right.
He's not a sociopath by the slightest.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
And that's also what makes him such a great villain, or a great hero, because he is such a perfect amalgamation and a balance of all great heroic archetypes.
Yeah.
And
like Harrison Ford loves playing the character.
Oh yeah, even now when, there's talks about Indy 5, even now, he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm coming. Here I come." Like, you want to come back for, a Star Wars reboot with George Lucas? And he's like, "Oh, didn't we get this over with already?"
Though I have to say, assuming it does happen, I am not a fan of James Mangold being the director.
We'll see where it goes. I'm more or less done with Star Wars in terms of new stuff. They better if they put out, they better put out just like a Boba Fett movie straight up. Although, to get me my ass into a theater, if we ever get to manage to go back to theaters.
Well, let's talk about Indy 5.
Look, I'd be more than fine if they gave me a Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan movie.
Oh, totally. I'd watch that too.
Me too. Well, that's the thing. Say what you will about the prequels, but people still really love that era. There's so much.
Oh, he's the best part of it, though.
Yeah, and
he's one of the parts.
People are more than willing to go back to that. I've heard rumors of Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman possibly coming back for the series.
Well, Hayden has nothing else to do.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Pretty much.
The
thing about Indiana Jones is, I know it's still Lucasfilm, but now I'm still wondering, why the hell didn't he just leave her ass at the village?
Right?
He's already super annoyed with her on the trip.
And he's already coming back anyway.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's not
like he can leave without her.
Stay? It's like Spielberg is just, not quite looking at the story and just looking about what's to come at the end of the day. But
these kind of vistas.
Look at that
great.
shot.
The vistas are pretty good. Oh God, this is such a this is about how I feel about your performance, Kate.
Groans. My subtitle said groans in disgust.
Although I thought that was kind of funny, where they just pour a little perfume on it.
It was a little funny. Quit your whining. Funny. This is complaining. Yeah, this is expensive stuff.
Willie's so whiny.
She really is.
It actually, because I know a lot of people are able to overlook that, and that's fine for them, but dear God, just leave her at the village so we can have some charming Indy stuff.
And then it wouldn't be the same without an Indy girl.
Oh, there's a Christopher Nolan cameo there. So do you. I love that hero shot of him.
On the elephant, yeah.
Yeah.
Great shot. I was happy in Chennai.
Yeah. Seriously, Indy, just leave her.
He's not even listening. He's just
I know, right?
Fly on his neck, man.
Oh, I will say this though, because I've mentioned that he tends to channel Humphrey Bogart in Raiders every once in a while, but right there and then, where he's just kind of like on the elephant with that fedora and the sweat, and he just kind of has that swagger to him. I'm like, boy, you're really going full Treasure of Sierra Madre, aren't you?
So good.
Good shit, man.
It's also my favorite Indy look, with the Temple of Doom look, especially later on in the movie.
Oh, okay. I can't deny that.
Yeah.
That's just an amazing look, especially
Great
because oh my god, right?
We all agree with the trouble with her really is the noise.
Yes.
Right? Although Short Round is kind of a loud kid too. Like, have you noticed, like, he literally yells all of his dialogue no matter what it is?
Yeah.
That's why I
He's
find
a
him
kid.
only
Kids do
mildly annoying.
How dare you say such things about Jonathan K. Kwan?
He's not bad. Again, he does stuff. He's useful to Indy. He's proven his worth, damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Willie just runs around and literally screams.
That's all that's happening the entire scene.
I know. That's literally all she's doing in this movie.
You make me poor. No fun.
You know, I'm almost shocked that Spielberg didn't have like a shot of like her blanket that she's wearing just kind of fall off.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't have like that.
But
little
Spielberg's
coy
better
moment
than that,
where...
though. He's never really that one to just go for that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't show anything. He'd just be the one to kind of imply it, just to. I feel like he would just, because he's already tortured Willie in this movie for already.
Yeah.
We're like 34 minutes into the movie, and they've already he's already tortured her like a crap ton. So
I mean, that's kind of her role in this movie, is to be the torturer.
Be tortured, yeah.
Exactly, which is such an insult to women. I'm sorry for all my women listeners out there. Maybe my women listeners will actually agree with me that this movie's kind of comparatively hot garbage, because I can never really say that I truly hate this. I've seen bad movies, you guys. Like, I've seen really bad dog turd pieces of shit. This nowhere near comes like that level. This has such wonderful moments, and I appreciate a lot of the work and effort and the visuals and the score and the acting. Like, I appreciate a lot of this movie, but damn it, I just can't get wrapped up in the same fun that some of you fans do, especially you, Nathan.
It really just, God, I love this movie. Actually, I was doing some online shopping last week and came across this really, really cool. It's a Molaram King of Hearts T-shirt. So it's like
awesome.
It's like a King of Hearts card, but made to look like Molaram, and he's holding a flaming heart in his hand.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I wonder if I can pull it.
I even right there, that's so like just how well Harrison Ford just portrayed discomfort there. Yeah. After she tossed that snake, he's just like,
it's not an Indy movie without a snake, man.
An Indy movie without a snake.
Yeah, this movie really is kind of just two acts. There's the lead into the temple, and then there's the temple.
Yeah. And then there's the temple. Well, there's, the very, very brief end of the movie, but I would say comparatively.
I'd still kind of tag that into the temple, because literally the action sequence starts in there and literally does not let up until the movie's over.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Just when you thought, child enslavement was really crazy, this shit. This is like, you remember that really gruesome tribal decors and the alien feel of the jungle in the first Raiders movie? They're just doing like, let's do that, but 1,000 times more scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this shit here, where that is gross. The fingers.
So gruesome, man.
And the overgrown nails too that are yellowed and dirty and the blood. Like,
I believe
shit.
the late great Roger Ebert called this a bruised forearm movie.
Yes, okay. That's the other thing, because like I've read Roger Ebert for literally all the way up until his death. I've been reading him like ever since I was in pre-high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually kind of shocked that he gave this movie a 4-star review, because I'd read that review before I watched the movie, or at least like brief snippets of it, because I didn't want too many spoilers and whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, I was like, oh, Temple of Doom is like, holds it in high regard. This is going to be really great. And I was like, what the hell were you smoking, Ebert?
What great audio there. I mean, for John Williams, he starts it off with the flock of the bats, and then it just turns it up another notch when you hit the temple.
Oh, so good.
The score there is just perfect.
Perfect.
Yep. Although I still am kind of waiting for someone to make an edit online to have that footage with Tim Burton's or Danny Elfman's score.
Oh God.
Hey, another little James Bond moment there. But yeah, I think it was when we sat down to dinner in this scene, like I was still kind of waiting for like a straight up full on action sequence. But you know what? It just hit me why I thought this movie wasn't as swashbucklingly fun per se as Raiders or Last Crusade. This movie is considerably shorter. This movie is barely 2 hours long. The others are about 2 hours or 2.5, like a little.
Actually,
over
I think
2
this is
hours.
longer than Raiders.
Is it? No, I'm pretty
I thought
sure.
Raiders was, because this is 119, 118. I thought Raiders.
Oh wait, no. You know what? You're right. It's it's just a little bit. Well, either way, I think it's
116 is Raiders.
Yeah, because it's just so strange because there is a long period right now.
What great costumes here.
Yeah, the costume design is a lot of fun. Oh, hey, it's oh God, what's that actor's name? Philip Stone. The guy in the red on the right.
Yeah, Captain Bloomberg.
If you recognize him, he is the other Mr. Grady from The Shining.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right.
And it's not.
Dr. Sleep was very good, by the way. If you guys haven't seen that,
yeah,
Dr. Sleep was so good.
Oh yes, quite good.
I guess we got to have since we open with a dance sequence, I guess that means we got to have another dance sequence, which is weird to me.
But now we've got Indian women dancing, which is like kicking the culture up a notch, I would say.
Okay.
Because you had white ladies dancing.
I was still kind of hoping for Indy to punch somebody, but all right, let's go.
We'll go with more dancing. Dancing's cool. Here comes the dinner scene. Those pillows always looked rather uncomfortable. The seats.
Yeah. Well, I really do got to give it to him because, like, the sets regardless of any of the movies, are always amazing.
Beautiful. Especially back in the 80s when they were mostly still practical.
Yep.
Yeah, they really took the time to get the look of all these films, like spot on.
And that's a nice little reveal here too, with the Maharaja being a kid, which nobody is expecting.
Although it's interesting because kind of a precursor to The Last Emperor, which came out only a few years after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he liked older women.
These are such strange characters. And of course, now we have the somewhat. Oh my God, for real! Look at that mustache guy.
Oh yeah, it's so great.
What is that?
Here's the snakes.
Is that fucking Wario?
Oh,
Like,
surprise! What's the?
oh.
Look at those little. Oh God, I love that. River, I know, bud.
Studio dog giving us trouble.
Studio dog.
Poor baby.
Poor baby.
Just has the worst life, doesn't she?
Poor girl.
Oh my goodness. What is...
I know. They're not here to bother you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The food, I'm like, is this offensive somehow?
I mean, it could be now in retrospect. Like as a kid, I was like, "What is going on here?"
You know.
Well, the other thing that I was just like wondering, because remember, I saw these movies late. I know you guys actually kind of grew up with this sort of thing, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why I couldn't just get into it as much as I could, because this is made for like like 10, 11-year-olds who are like, ooh, I'm getting away with something. Like,
oh yeah, and I mean that's what it's for. But at the same time, I mean,
you're not eating.
you look at this, and I'm just like, oh
yeah, because I saw this when I was 17, so it was a little bit late.
Man.
Like, it was kind of the same issue that when I saw The Evil Dead for the first time.
So
I saw it when I was what's
17. That's great. That's interesting.
Yeah,
like, you hadn't even seen any of them by the time Crystal Skull came out.
No, because like around it was. I mean, I had seen like lots of parodies, so I was aware of things.
Yeah.
And, with Raiders, as I said in the last episode, the only time that I was really able to get into the spirit of the Indiana Jones movies is the truck chase, because I hadn't seen any parodies of the truck chase.
Yeah.
So I could finally just sit back and enjoy it. And of course, we got this famous shot here.
Oh yeah, this is so
the eyeballs. So silly, so silly. But yeah, no. When, I saw it, all of the movies by the time I was 17. I basically binged them over a single weekend. But yeah, I think it was kind of the same essence, like the reason why I'm not as big of an Evil Dead fan as I should be.
Yeah.
Because I saw Evil Dead when I was like 21,
Yeah.
Like it was way too late for me. I should have seen that movie when I was like 13. That's the movie you're supposed to see when you're 13. It's the one that's supposed to be like, oh shit, this was made for like, X small amount of money. I could do that. I could make a movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, I have to break here just to point out that wonderful moment where him glancing down is how they indicate that they had threatened to cut off his manhood.
I love that too.
And how well they make that play without like being overt about it.
It's a very quick glance down to his crotch, and it's very, oh man, it's so funny.
Although I do love the fact that they bring back the esteemed Indiana Jones look,
which is still a really good look, but we don't see it very.
I love how menacing though. Like you get the impression that the Maharaj, like even as a small kid, like he says the right stuff, but he has this presence that's just like something is wrong with that kid.
There's some weird shit going on. Yeah. The chilled monkey brains.
It's just Jello.
It's just
Come
Jello,
on.
Yeah. And you can
actually, you know what?
It still looks.
It'd be fucking great. If they had, because I know they have the Indiana Jones stunt show in Disneyland and Disney World and whatnot.
Yeah.
How great would it be if there was like a little
I want those
restaurant,
doors.
like a restaurant outside that had all of the gruesome.
Oh my gosh.
The gruesome meals, and like you literally get Jello, like red Jello served in a monkey head, Like, how fucking fun would that be, actually? As a little kid who loves, like, a little boy especially, who just loves, and when they're at that age where they just love gross things, like, that'd be amazing. Get on that shit, Disney.
I would totally, like, the Indiana Jones experience,
I've seen the show, actually. It's really fun.
I would totally do that.
Okay, now I will admit the chemistry between Harrison and Kate right here is actually kind of amazing.
It's great. And nothing. Ooh. She's very forward.
Yeah, I know,
I love it.
right?
I love it.
She's thirsty.
Marion would have made Indy wait for it. Earn it.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereas,
because Marion's a classy bitch.
Yeah, and whereas Willie's like, let's just get to it.
Yeah. And I love Nocturnal Activities, which is the name of this track on the score.
Oh, is it? That's great.
Yeah.
You sly motherfucker. Take notes, gentlemen. This is how you sway the women.
Years of fieldwork. I love that line. I've had worse.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for the kiss.
I love the blocking with the doors.
I do too. I'm not that easy either. I'll be asleep in 5 minutes. Oh, deadpan Indy.
And you are right. I mean, the chemistry there, the delivery between them, it's such a spot-on scene.
It's so good.
And right here in the background, we see Short Round just sprawled out.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
It's like fucking crash.
I totally didn't notice.
It's so good. Dead.
Good intercutting back and forth.
Mm-hmm. That's with the hair.
And the teeth and the breath and... God, they're like fucking teenagers.
Nocturnal Activities.
Can you imagine... Dude, can you imagine being a fucking 17-year-old kid in 1984 with your date in a drive-in movie?
Oh, man.
With a scene like this? Oh, my God.
The horniness... It's way up.
Right?
It's been ramped up,
like...
man.
It's like if you're not making out halfway through this scene, you're not doing it right.
Exactly.
Yep. Correctamundo. Conceited Dave. I love that.
Right. Oh shit. Oh shit. And finally, we now have an action sequence. I was actually kind of waiting for one at this point. As good as that scene was, like, because when in Raiders of the Lost Ark, we got like 5 or 6 full-fledged action sequences. With this one, we had maybe 3 or 4, I think.
There's more breathing room in this movie for sure. Sets up the ear.
Yeah, I guess I just wasn't expecting just how closely resembling horror movies it was. That's a great line, actually.
I like the fact that at this point a lamp has been broken and a big
and Short Round still passed the fuck out until just now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, how is there that much noise and you don't wake up?
I love this.
And he's just kind of staring. Like, you want to step in anytime, kid?
No, Indy's got this.
Oh, now this was fucked up.
Oh, this is great.
I will say this: they must make ceiling fans pretty sturdy in India.
Right?
You'd think it would have just fallen off with the weight of them.
Yeah.
That is often what happens.
Oh, be gentle with me.
I love this.
Yeah, that's nice. She's so thirsty.
She's a thirsty girl.
This is so funny though when he gets to the pillar.
Oh, I love when he gets to the pillar.
I'm right here. No. Oh, he's catching the wind or the gust
wind.
of air.
Yep.
Secret passage. There's got to be a secret passage.
And here comes the pillar.
She's just looking at her.
I'm right here.
With the hand motions and everything. It's just like,
come on.
You're not grabbing the right tits,
Grab
asshole.
my tits.
Oh, it matches a little parchment. It's been a while since I've actually seen this. I think I saw it only about twice.
Oh, really? Okay. I've seen it.
Yeah, I saw it
times.
once on DVD just to kind of watch it for the first time, and then I think I watched it a couple of years later a second time just to make sure my eyes weren't fooling myself.
And we are coming up to what has become one of my all-time favorite gifs out there.
We are going to die.
Roundy face. Yep.
I love that. Spoiler.
If 2020 were a give, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
We are going to die.
That clip has always made me laugh.
Jesus.
I touched nothing.
Uh-huh.
You
He did finally
really.
leave her behind. He finally.
Yes. Finally said, all right,
Yes.
goodbye.
Now stay there, seriously.
Yep.
Okay, this was actually kind of funny.
It was. It worked for him.
Don't you go in there.
It's not fortune.
I really do love the crazy dark lighting in this.
Me too.
Oh yeah. This makes for such a great reveal moment.
Yeah, when it's the bugs.
We had snakes. Now we got bugs. Next up is rats.
That's no cookies.
So apparently Harrison Ford was okay with the snakes. Like he's like, even though there was a lot of them, and it kind of made it. I think he said it made him want to puke. But the bugs literally were the one thing where he's like, "Oh,
the bugs were
God."
a lot.
Of course, Kate Capshaw was the one who really had a hard time with those bugs.
Yeah,
like when she has to stick her hand in there.
Man.
She literally looked at Spielberg like, "You put your hand in there, Spielberg. You put it in there, Steven." Make a torch.
Against the wall. Yeah.
No, don't do that. Don't you do that. Thump.
He said stand against the wall, not lean against the wall.
Yeah. Very explicit. And now we're going to die.
Stand against the wall. I was supposed to do what you say. I love that.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, the spikes.
Uh-huh.
With the skull still lodged into it. That's...
There's gonna be 2 dead people in here.
There's gonna be 2 dead people in here!
I love that. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Yep.
I'm surprised she didn't run away right there.
Oh my
to
God.
be honest.
Yeah.
Apparently, she had a lot of booze before this.
I mean, how else do you get through that dinner?
How else?
Right? Although, I'm still curious, because this came out after, like, all 3 Star Wars came out back in the day.
Yep.
I'm surprised no one ever looked at this like, hey, you totally stole that from A New Hope with a trash compactor.
But better. But better.
You put your hand in there, Steve. You put your hand in there. I don't think she's acting. Oh. Yeah, she wasn't acting
now.
there.
Oh.
We are going to die.
Frowny face.
Oh, I love that so much. I always have.
Great shit. Oh, God. Oh, with the hat. That's great.
That spike to the hat is great.
Yeah, you know you're in jeopardy when you fuck with Indy's hat.
I think it's very amusing at how fast it releases versus how slow it went down.
Yeah. No big deal.
Well, you know, that's just movie bullshit.
And then bumps it again.
No.
Nope. It's her.
Come on, sure. Oh, gotta get the hat. Whoop.
Got it.
Always in the nick of time.
And once again, being a terrible archaeologist, because now all those bones are going to get crushed.
Yep.
Yep.
Would have made a wonderful forensic day in the lab, but...
Yeah.
I think this one died through a spike to the head.
Oh, you think? Well, it looked like this one kind of got all his bones broken from some kind of large stone. Although it's not nearly as fucked up as this part.
I love the Temple of Doom.
Oh, this is so good, though.
So
Now we're at
cool.
the
I mean, as a kid watching this, you're just like, what the hell?
You're mesmerized, dude. Even today, look at the colors. It's just
This is, you know that like the last shot before, as they walked out of the thing where it looked like Indiana Jones and William Short Round just entered hell itself.
Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me.
So cool.
You know, for kids.
For kids, yeah.
Yeah, this is when PG meant something, kids. And then we have our main villain.
Yeah,
who
this reveal is just like, what?
It is an hour and a minute in, and we finally are introduced to our villain. How interesting is that?
Very.
Although I still don't remember a whole lot other than him being creepy skull hat guy.
Oh,
that's just me.
Molaram was super cool. Amrish Puri played the hell out of it.
I love the look on that kid's face, though. Just awe and devotion.
Yes. the look of horror on our three heroes' characters.
Oh,
faces.
fuck. You know how fucked up George Lucas really wanted to go with this sequence? He literally wanted it to be explicitly a virgin sacrifice.
He was mad. He was in a dark place.
He was in a weird... They were both in a weird place, man. I don't know, because for me personally, I don't think that makes it good. But I will say this: it does make it interesting for me to watch.
That's exactly it. Give me something interesting. Entertain me.
And I think that's like the real thing that people have with like Temple of Doom and Crystal Skull. Do you want a bad movie that's really memorable and interesting, or do you want kind of a forgettable movie that is just kind of good? You know?
Yeah.
So I totally understand the mentality there, but this shit is...
It's dark.
Jesus Christ, movie?
Yeah.
That's a great little practical effect. Looks so creepy.
And it's still beating. It's just like...
How is he still alive? And how does it do that? I have questions, movie. I have questions.
It's the blood of the Kali.
Jesus Christ, movie! How are you still alive? Oh my god. This rig? Although I will say this probably became someone's sex dungeon later in life.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's my fetish.
My fetish.
Jesus Christ.
No. He's not in this part of the world.
Yeah, no.
No, he is not.
There was no
God is dead here. God is dead here. Oh my god. It's beating faster and faster, too. Dude, the chanting, the music, everything.
You know what question I really have at this point, though?
Fuck.
How close can that cage get to lava before the cage melts?
I don't know.
I was also thinking about that, because you'll see it real quick. Yeah, it goes in the lava itself. So it's like, yeah, how... Yeah.
Jesus Christ, movie!
It's an indestructible, unmeltable steel.
Right.
That moment where that
like they know some shit in that part of the world that we don't.
That wide shot where the flames are sticking everywhere and the heart's on fire. It's just like, dude. God almighty.
It goes hard. It's just like, oh my.
Like
I'm 7 watching this movie. Like, what?
I know. Even as an adult, I was watching this for the first time. I'm like, this is way too scary and over the top.
And there's our first look at the stone.
Yeah, we again. It's an hour into the movie, and we finally get to look at our MacGuffin, or MacGuffins. As
all three of them together now. Yep. Sankara stones.
Actually really do want to get me
the props of these
prop
replicas. I do too.
Because I've already stated in my my Raiders episode that I do have a replica of the Idol of Fertility.
That's awesome.
I really want to get the I want to get the stones. I want to get the Staff of Ra headpiece.
Oh yeah.
The Cross of Coronado, the Holy Grail. Preferably with like a little light bulb on the bottom of the cup so it lights up like there's a holy essence to it. Hell cool. Yeah, dude.
I do love the glowingness of the stones. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Diamonds?
Of course, now Willie's interested again.
Now I've got your interest. Jesus.
Gold digger.
Gold digger.
Yeah. So yeah, dude. I'm glad that the movie takes a little bit of time to actually breathe in this little bit, because holy shit. They
have to. You can't go that dark and
because well, I mean, it's easily the darkest and craziest this whole series has ever been. So I'm just glad that we're finally having a little bit of time to just like get down and be like, holy shit, that was intense.
I think a very interesting moment though right here. It's like, I'm not leaving without the stones.
No.
Doesn't talk about the kids.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, because at this point he's still like, until he sees the kids, he's in it for the fortune and glory. And then he sees the
and
kids.
to be fair, he just saw a human sacrifice, so he probably is assuming, well, so long, kids.
Yeah.
Like, yikes, I gotta get the hell out of this. But I think, no, even Spielberg and Lucas were looking at that like, it is weird that he wouldn't go back for the slaves. Let's have him do that so we can extend the runtime a little bit. Because I heard they had a lot of issues with the pacing and trying to get it right. Because, like, the first cut of the movie was, like, 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that.
I heard it was pretty long, yeah. They wanted to cut off, like, 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, well, they literally, like, finished the rough cut and looked at each other, and they just said one word to each other, faster.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy that these guys just left the stones there unguarded.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, they have this whole ceremony to bring them out, and they put them in place, and then they all just are like, all right, peace.
Peace.
Yep, let's go take a nap or get drinks or whatever.
Nobody's going to steal them.
Yeah, no, it's fine. No one's going to steal them, right? Right? I really do love Harrison Ford's face on that.
Me too. It's a great shot. I actually had that as a desktop for a while. Snake.
Nope. Just a little bit
and
of
it moves.
Yeah, that was really cool. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, this is the part of the movie that's just so... Oh god, the skins?
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, this is the part of the movie that I just wasn't on board with. I'm sorry, you guys. It's a lot of pain and torture, and it's just like I'm not a fan of like movies like Hostel or Saw. I'm not a fan of the torture porn genre.
That's fair. Ooh.
And this whole sequence, you're right, because it does feel like a horror movie, doesn't it?
It does.
I should mention, Tim, your audio is coming through rough on me right now.
Me too,
is it?
Actually, yeah.
Might just be your end, because
warbly.
Yeah.
Look, it's fine on my recording bit, so I think we're good.
Okay.
But, yeah. Oh yeah, geez, this whole sequence with just enslavement and pain and whipping, and it's just like it feels like torture porn for me, and I'm not okay with it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Especially when it's violence towards children. I'm just, because again, I saw this too late, you know.
But you know, I mean, it also it's the instigator. It sets him off. He's like, we can't have this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's just a little bit gratuitous for my taste.
Like he just like loses his shit once he sees his kids.
Yeah. Now that guy in the turban who was like yelling up at him, I believe that was the famous Pat Roach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Always, it's always a good luck charm to have Pat Roach in an indie movie, which maybe that's why, you know, a lot of people, maybe he truly was the lucky charm that made all the indie fans happy, because, you know, he passed away before Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, so they couldn't have him in there,
which was sad.
So yeah, it really was, but again, maybe he was like the weird magic spark that made these movies good for all the fans. Oh, this shit's so depressing. Oh, hi, Tress MacNeille. Yeah, you guys know about that?
Nah.
Yeah, that actor is being dubbed over an uncredited Tress MacNeille, who's famous for her voices on shows like Animaniacs.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Right on.
yeah, it's a little weird, but
it does.
like,
Yeah, because it does. It always kind of sounds like a more feminine voice. Oh man.
Well, it's also weird that they would just kind of up and replace like someone's dialogue. I guess like they could maybe this like it was just like a crazy sounding set, and they just couldn't get good on set audio, and they couldn't bring in the kid for ADR. So that might have been the case. I don't know, but another weird little person to slip into this crazy buttfuck of a movie.
Truly.
He's petting his shrunken head.
I know, that is so fucked up. He's petting his helmet like it's a thing, and it. Oh yeah, you're totally right. It does have a shrunken head on it. I didn't notice that.
Yep.
Man, this movie's messed up.
So dark. I love it.
Oh, we gotta have our like Dutch lighting because we're not over the top enough.
This is such great like framing and
Look
blocking
at that
here.
It's so good.
I will say this, though,
Even just between the two of them, the lighting on Molaram's face in particular, the red.
Yeah, with the red.
Molaram has such a great creepy grin face.
Oh yeah,
and the way that they light it exactly, because you notice that they kind of light Harrison Ford in a more traditional way, where they look like the villains.
There's not so much red on
way
him.
Crazier. Yeah, exactly. They just go nuts with the villains in terms of the lighting.
See, that's the prop you need, Tim.
I know, right?
Yes.
That'll make a great
Halloween cup, whatever it is.
It'll make a great icebreaker for whenever people come over, I'll tell you what. Oh, they make them drink blood? Like...
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry. I just like this movie is.
That is not a Cabernet. I did not order this.
I did not order that. What we got? Oh yeah, the fucking voodoo doll.
Which, in and of itself, is just like, wait, what mythology are we going with here now?
They're just like I said. They literally set the tone early on with this movie and said anything fucking goes.
Anything goes.
Yep. Jesus. Oh man, this movie's so mean. Okay, so this part I want to bring up where they tie him up to get whipped. There's a great little story that I just found out about while prepping for this episode. So apparently, while they were had Harrison Ford tied up to the rock, they decided to play a little prank on him. Take one was not this guy who appears in the film. It was actually Barbara Streisand in a leather dominatrix outfit who started whipping started whipping Harrison Ford, and he said, "That's for Hanover Street, and this is for Star Wars for making all that money." And then all of a sudden someone comes in. It's another woman, said, "Stop whipping him." And Harrison Ford looks over like, "Hey, who is that?" And it reveals Carrie Fisher, someone you love, and kisses him full on the mouth.
That's fantastic.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, Irvin Kershner interjects and like, "Spielberg, is this how you run your movies?" Like it was a whole skit that they filmed.
That's funny.
It's amazing.
I hadn't heard that. I'd never heard that.
Yeah, apparently you can find it on YouTube in really shitty quality. Like it looks like it's from a VHS rip. Like that was spent a year in a hot box. Like the quality's that bad. But yeah, I'll link it below.
Yeah. I mean, that is an amazing story, but I love this set right here. I mean, the candles with all the dripping wax.
And now we get evil Indiana Jones.
Oh man, something we've never ever even thought possible.
I know, right? It's but again, I just don't vibe with it. I'm sorry. It's just too torture porn. Like that whole bit where like Short Round's getting whipped and he's getting whipped.
Do yourself a favor. Don't ever watch Hostel.
No. I've heard bits about it, and I'm just like, that just doesn't sound.
Yeah, I don't think
me.
Tim would like Hostel.
No, I'm not a fan. Like, I think I saw the first Saw movie, and I thought, well, that would have made that's a really impressive for a student film, and kind of ingenious considering it's, low amount of characters and basically one location.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just.
Hey man, that's the best thing
thing
Cary Elwes has done in years.
we're supposed to meet him at a con, but he had to cancel out because we actually bought his book, and I've read about a third of it. But we were gonna have him sign it, and then my fiance was gonna tell him, "Hey, I really loved you in Saw," just to piss him off.
In an interview, Mel Brooks always said that's the one actor he was surprised didn't become bigger that he worked with.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, he turned into some bit parts, but whatever. Oh, yeah. Shit, now we gotta up the stakes because now we're putting Willie in the cage.
Am I, like, I gotta say, though, I really, when I was watching it, was kind of hoping that she was gonna get it.
I know, right?
Even as a kid, I was like...
Paramount would have never been so bold.
Yeah, well, the only reason why I was kind of rooting for Indy to save the day, because that's exactly what the heroes of the Republic serials that these were inspired by would do. So
I also, in this scene, we have the diplomat in the background right there, and I always have to kind of think, I'm like, what level of propaganda or BS or how much blood do they have to make you drink for you to get on board with this Oxford-educated weirdo?
No.
Yeah. And it's also like they never really made a big deal or a big reveal about that guy being a part of the cult either, because you knew it.
He's just kind of there in the background.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about it until you just mentioned it.
Well, there's like a little brief like fight between him and Indy, but like it's not really anything major.
Jesus. Those eyes, man.
So piercing.
I know, right? And Harrison's just like, oh my god, like, it's just so... Can you imagine if someone actually recreated the Temple of Doom as like a fucked up haunted house?
I would so go there.
Oh, are you kidding me? Even as a non-fan of this, I would totally get all my friends together for a Temple of Doom like haunted house experience.
Well, you got to bring one enemy because you're gonna hope there's at least one heart rip.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's right.
I also love the fact that they take the villainous lighting cues of the red and they light Indy red as when he's evil.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. Because, again, I do appreciate a lot of the craft in this movie.
Even look at Willie. She's much more white.
Yep. She's a little bit more flatly lit.
Yep. And Indy's all red.
And almost completely stylized.
Yep. Some dark shadows cast over his face.
Yep, and I think they're actually like pulling away from the red as he slowly comes to grips with
that moment right there is kind of hilarious. He was trying to break the chain between his legs, and somehow the shackles are completely off.
Yeah. Ta-da! Ta-da!
I guess we'll just chalk that up to movie bullshit.
Yeah.
Which, of course, like, if there's ever going to be a set of movies that there's a lot of leeway for movie bullshit, it's these movies, let's be honest.
Cool.
He does such a good job of portraying, like, he's distant, he's lost, he's not
himself.
Yeah, dude. Harrison Ford is, like, a way better actor than he actually gets credit for.
He is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh gosh, I mean, he is the reason to watch. I think it's 42.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Great movie.
He does so good as the owner of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I mean, just kills it.
Does such a good job.
Okay, so now are we? Is it me or am I getting just a small hint of the Goonies here? It must be it must be like the little sense of adventure, a lot of kids and crazy dudes with knives in their mouths.
This is pre Goonies though. Jonathan K. Kwan was a little older by the time that came out.
Maybe they saw this and were like, "Well, now we have an idea."
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? So my question is, why didn't they just already rip her heart out before they dipped her in?
Because they wanted to make him be like they wanted to make it more torturous because he's the one who fully locked her in there.
Yeah.
He put her in this state.
Okay, but she would
say what
still
you
be
will.
alive
She
when
can
she
scream.
wrote out...
Yeah. Also, the real question is, at what point does the heat kill you?
Yeah.
To be fair, though, Willie did not give me a whole lot of... Willie didn't give me a whole lot of reason to want her to be saved. Because you're right, Sean. I kind of was hoping that she would get the shaft in this. Like, just be like, when she finally bursts into flames, I'd be like, oh, thank you.
I love how ecstatic Indy looked right there. Just like, she gonna burn.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Fucking hit short round. And he liked it. That's... God, I really just don't like... I don't really like this whole child endangerment shit. It's so mean.
It's got some mean parts, but it's redeeming.
Eventually, but God, it takes a while to get there.
Oh.
Come on. Wake up. See, now I really wish that, because they had such a really great motif with the red lighting, I kind of wish that they faded the red light away from him. As
they still keep it on here right now, because it's like,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not until he winks that he's out of the red light. Now he's
there. We go.
Yep.
Also, can we talk about how fucking cut he is?
So cut,
dude.
He's a handsome looking dude.
Full
Harrison
Rambo
Ford.
2, man. Because yeah, it kind of reminded me of Rambo 2, where, you know, Rambo 1, he looks pretty in shape, but then in Rambo 2, he just looks like shredded, man. He's ready to go. Oh, that's so cool. And finally, okay, so we are an hour and 24 minutes in, and finally we're getting back into the action set pieces. Like, we had one small little scuffle in this whole bit, like between Shanghai and the Temple of Doom. We had a...
I love that move right there.
That's really
the trap
cool.
door.
That's really cool.
With the creepy laugh.
Yeah.
But we finally have a little bit of action going. We had like one little scuffle in the bedroom, and then we had the trap the trap compressor, if you will. So it's been a while.
And here comes the diplomat.
That's the one thing. That's why this movie was so jarring to me, because I'm like waiting for the real high rolling action sort of thing. Oh crap! Back down below. I thought this was pretty clever.
Yeah.
Just dangling his willy. There's a really great joke about Indy dangling his willy in front of a fire.
Now that you say that.
Yeah, get him. Wait, why are these people now rooting for Indy? I thought they were all about the bloodlust and the sacrifice and the burning hearts and the hey, hey, hey. Really inconsistent now that I think about it. Also, this was a really weird moment where she just kind of half asleep slaps him. But it's a punch sound?
Yeah, you're right. Did she really fit this like typical slap sound?
It's weird. All right. Put him in the satchel and let's get the hell out of here.
I like they each got their hats.
Yeah. A little bit of reconciliation. Like, sorry for hitting you, kid. I was evil. George Lucas was really mad and made me go evil.
Willie kind of looks like a demon in the background.
Right. All of us.
Yeah.
To the Slave Children's Crusade. So good.
Oh, man.
I'm going to turn this up.
Oh, that's a great shot.
So fucking good.
Yeah. Okay, this is the part where the movie finally gets good for me again. I'm like, yes! Indy's punching someone finally. And saving people and doing good.
On the kid's face.
And doing Indy shit.
Yeah,
hey.
like any slave ever needs an excuse to rise up against their master. Like, as soon as they have one, it's like, nope, it's on.
Yes.
Also, okay, is it me or did the rocks, when they dumped the rocks on down, is it weird that I kind of thought of the Ewoks a little bit? They were tossing the stones on the stormtroopers.
Okay.
Yeah, go! Run, kids! Run! You're free! You're free! And I love how they're futilely trying to whip them, and now they get their revenge. All right, Pat. We gotta have our obligatory Pat Roach fight.
Yep.
These movies are goofy. It's okay. Yeah! Fuck your shit, rich people!
Fuck your shit up. He needs me.
That knocked the wind out of him.
I actually really like that some of the kids here still have their chains on.
Yeah.
Because of how many there were, it's like, yeah, you would not have been able to get all those off that quickly.
No.
Well, yeah, we also got to have that image of them kind of running through their shackles. Slap his ass.
Get the fuck out of here.
You spank that ass, Short Round.
Picks up Short Round, throws him. But didn't throw him too far.
No. You think he would have thrown him a lot further, although I guess they didn't want to, like, they didn't have, like, a small stunt double for that.
I was always very confused, like, why would you get into the cart with him?
Ow! Well, because we got to have an amazing, amazing roller coaster, literally roller coaster of a chase sequence.
And
That's
how
why.
this has not been made into an actual legitimate ride somewhere yet is mind-boggling.
I know! It is asking for it, dude!
Mind-boggling.
Hell yeah! I would so ride the minecart chase, like at Universal Studios or somewhere. Like, hell yeah! Ah, man!
I like the fact that Indy was about to just straight up end him, though, with a pickaxe.
No, right? Get him, Short Round! Get him!
Oh, this here.
It's like, everyone's more forgiving of Indy when he shoots him with a gun, but like, oh, damn, he was going pickaxing.
Yep.
Music here is so good. There's a rendition coming up of, like, the main Indiana Jones theme. It's, like, perhaps my favorite that they've ever done.
They are literally twisting the knife on Indy here. Again, it's still.
I love the voodoo doll, though. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it just doesn't really go for me because, again, it does fall under that torture bit that I'm just like.
But you had to have the Maharaj had to have a role.
Well, yeah.
Like there had to be a how do we deal with this guy moment. So
it's just gratuitous for me personally.
Pat Roach,
that's
poor
all.
guy got
beaten
up
by
a propeller, and now he's about to get beaten up by a flattener.
This is
Rock
I
crusher.
gotta admit though,
Rock
this
crusher.
is pretty fucking cool.
That is pretty great.
Pull it out! Pull it out!
Oh, I love it.
Yeah!
Fuck yeah, short round.
Oh yeah, go get him.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun.
Willie.
Yeah, Willie's just like, yeah, suck
Yeah.
it to him, Indy. Punch him over and over again.
Love the beats with the
And once
punching.
again, we
I
got
love
the
that.
short round imitating Indy. Like,
So great.
Hell yeah.
How do you
Oh.
not love this?
Ow.
Rock
Ow.
the face. That hurts.
Dropped it on his head. Oh, now this.
And Pat
you
Roach
see
is
this
even.
and-
He's barely in Last Crusade. This is kind of his
Yeah.
last shining moment.
Well, I will say this.
I love this so much. And like, Indy's actually trying to help him. He's like, that is not a death anyone should have.
No, yeah. Even he's like he looks away.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
that's good. I'll cut you, bitch. I'll cut you.
You're gonna know what the sharp end of a kebab knife feels like.
So you just have to get kind of burned in order to snap out of it, huh?
We're coming up on my favorite indie rendition.
Hell yeah. The left.
The left.
Very important. Very important. Oh shit! Now we got the guns.
I love
out.
their indistinct muttering.
So good.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Man. Yeah.
That's a great
Get him
short round. Hell yeah.
dude.
Bum,
Although
bum,
you gotta
bum,
you gotta admit though, like the fact that Willie has to get saved by this little kid.
short round's the
feels a little.
badass.
I don't know. It feels a little embarrassing somehow. If I'm like,
Balaram's back.
yeah, I got my ass saved by a little kid. Like, not
This is
exactly
great.
bragging rights, but whatever. Oh boy, nice. I will say this though. This is probably the most creative.
This is here.
chase
We're
that
coming up.
we've
Just give
seen.
this swell. A,
Yeah,
just
man.
give us a good listen to.
Because I mean, really, when you think about it, it's
Here we go.
they're like, how the hell? Like, when have we ever seen a
Bum-ba-dum,
minecart chase?
Bum-ba-dum, bum-ba-dum, bum-bum. Oh, so good. La laptop.
No. By the way, that was a little bit of a Star Wars in joke. Blue is good. Red is bad. Oh, dude. Dude, why the look at this shit. Why is this not a theme park ride?
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling to me.
Right? I mean, look at this. It's asking for it. This
They've had
is
almost 40
freaking-
years to make this a ride.
I know. Like, the closest that we've got to this is maybe Thunder Mountain at Disney. But oh my god, to like have, squibs and sparks going off with Indian guys chasing you and whatnot. And oh
Yep.
my god, this would be such a fun ride. Because I mean, like, I've already talked a lot of smack about Temple of Doom, man. This is the one sequence where I'm like, this is flawless. This is just as good as Raiders, if not better.
So good.
I had to wait a long time for the swashbuckling action to kick in for this movie for me personally, but when it got going, it really got going, and I'm like,
Oh
Thank
yeah, I
you.
mean when once the gas gets hit in this movie, it just goes, and I mean
all
this
the way
is
to the
such
end too.
a great sequence.
Such a
here.
great sequence.
Yeah. Oh my lord. And the really weird thing is like they have.
And I
this-
kind of like how the
oh,
music doesn't really kick in for a while.
Yeah, it's mostly played through just the sheer thrill because they're like looking at the footage and they're like, let's just relax with the material because we are literally putting our audience on a roller coaster ride.
I love the great trick.
Nice.
We're dusty.
And we've got a log that's slowing us down. We got to get us out of here. Whoa! Uh-oh. Still got one. Man, I forgot how fast those mine carts are actually moving. Those things are those things don't mess around, man. Oh, crap. Shortcut, not short round. Oh, this is so bad. Oh my god.
So cool.
Now this whole bit where they're going back and forth. Now we have man, this is just so creative.
So creative.
Because, you know, we were, I mean, they were limited to having
fucking short round being pulled over both of those cars.
I know, being stretched.
Oh my god. The
look at the wide shots. He looks like he's look at his wide shots. He looks like he's a Looney Tunes cartoon being stretched.
Man. A fucking ragdoll, man.
Right?
What was that toy called? You know, the stretchy guy?
Oh yeah, like a slinky.
But yeah, at first we were limited to having, you know, just one mine cart behind another. Now we've got them side to side, and now they're back behind
what's
one another.
Funny with them now being side to side is, doesn't that negate the fact that one of them was supposed to be the right track and one of them was the wrong track?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. But you know what? Who cares? This is amazing.
It's great.
Right?
Oh! Ow! And Willie finally gets a cool moment, but...
Wrong track.
Oh, dude. That's so cool. So impractical, but so cool.
And
like, it's
water.
like the bus jump from Speed, where you're like, that's total physics bullshit, but man, is it freaking amazing.
And again, just the wonderful eyes on that guy's face, just like,
No, speed us up.
And it's busted.
Oh, boy.
Mistake. Figures.
Damn, man, Harrison Ford is fit.
So good.
Because you were
this
mentioning,
is what he comes up with.
Oh yeah, with the shoes. Ah. Ow, ow. Oh man, his shoes should be just obliterated.
Oh!
Whew.
Water.
Yeah, his shoes should be gone. Oh, water.
That's
a great transition. I love that.
I love that.
That's so good. They never should have been able to outrun that, but who cares? That was so much fun. So did it just like... Oh, nope,
It's a great
not.
little moment, too.
Oh, jeez.
Right, just...
Oh my god! Look at the effects and how they mask that
They've
but
improved,
I mean,
though.
you also have to look at the time, man.
And it's
better, no, totally.
And
I think
like
it adds
remastered
to it
since
so
then.
much.
It used to look even rougher.
Honestly, I don't mind that roughness. I think it looks,
It
looks totally.
Even there, that, like I love it.
The masking is absolutely dog shit by today's standards, but
1984.
I've been.
Come on.
Well, I mean, I talked about these movies in the previous episode, at least, that like the roughness actually adds to that pulpy look to it.
Yeah. Dude, this scene, the bridge scene here is so good. It's one of my favorite sequences.
Hell yeah!
Shit! And like not just this movie, but like in indie movies in general, the bridge sequence here is so classic.
It is.
I love the
alligators
love
at the
bottom.
Crocodiles. Not very funny. This is a great little callback to Raiders.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna oops.
We got the musical cue. I love that. Even if it is a prequel technically, but
it would have been even better though had he been hungover this day.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I love this little moment right here. And it's not just one, it's like 1,000.
It's like 1,000.
I feel like that was like a little homage to
Steven Spielberg
that
actually
had
to be driven around to the other side of the bridge because he was afraid because he's afraid of heights.
Jesus Christ, that is an over-the-top scream.
Oh, that shot on the bridge.
I know.
Oh.
Okay. It's again not that big of a fan of a movie, but I love the look that Indy sports in this movie with the torn shirt and the cut arm and
so good.
The extremely distressed costume. Like, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Unsuitable to give orders.
Oh, crap. Closing in. So apparently Steven Spielberg hated filming this sequence.
That's what I was just saying. He had to be driven around to the other side.
Yeah, because he was a total he had a terrible fear of heights. But Harrison Ford literally would sprint back and forth out of just like with sheer enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Didn't faze him at all.
They'll be found. You won't.
Oh shit! Great setup though.
So good. Talks to Short Round.
Great wide vista, and oh yeah, here we go. He wouldn't. He would. Oh crap! He should have done it right then and there. Save him a little time. But now he's
shit.
Yep,
shit,
he's like, crap.
Shit.
I should have done it. I should have done it while I had the chance. You know what?
I love it. He smirks, wraps it up.
Yep. What? We going for a ride?
Oh my god.
This is the one time I'm actually with Willie on this one. Like, oh no, you're not.
Nuts. He crazy.
In hell.
I love that.
Oh, he's so nuts.
No, none of them thought he was crazy enough to do it.
Oh, dude, that's stunt work.
Oh,
right? They bring the pain to that.
So good.
Apparently, they had a bitch of a time trying to get those alligators to rip the cloth there.
I heard that too.
Well, yeah, because alligators are naturally they reserve a lot of their energy, and they only do that when they're actually hunting.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to make them like roll around and be really violent and crazy like they needed to.
Well, I mean, they probably
it totally works though.
I mean, as mean as it is to say, if they would have just wrapped the cloth in a live pig, you probably would have gotten what you needed.
Or meat or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's close what they actually did.
Gets a couple good punches on Molaram.
Yeah.
Cover your heart.
Oh god.
Cover your heart.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they bring in the chants again just to up the ante. Jesus.
Chanting so good. A score.
That's some Mortal Kombat finishing move shit right there.
Right. But I love what they do here with Indy and like showing his knowledge and knowing how to counter.
Yeah.
Whew.
He's good.
Get him, Indy. And how mean is this? Just do this to one of your interns?
Nope. Bye.
It's like, you know what? I guess it really helps the fact that he's wearing a red shirt.
And he just laughs. He just laughs about it.
Because his whole intention was like, all right, toss it down, see if I can hit Indy. Doesn't hit Indy. He goes, it's still funny.
Oh, jeez. I love that look that he gives. He's just like, I
got fucking arrows coming at me.
Well, it's just like at this point, after all the shit that he's been through just today, that he finally gives the look like, Jesus Christ, this is a fucked up life I'm living.
It's a great percussion.
Broke the bag. Oh, you bastard. You broke my bag.
Shiva.
So he believes in the magic now? Because you mentioned that earlier, where it's like, I don't believe in hocus pocus.
He did see them glowing.
Yep.
Yeah. But this is supposed to be a prequel before Raiders and whatnot. So it's
there
just
goes
weird.
the two. All you need is the one. Fell right into his trap.
Oh.
There's a great grin on Indy's face. Boom, boom.
Wilhelm scream.
And I like how there's just the shortest little clip of them ripping meat in there.
Yeah, very, very short. And here come the British.
The cavalry. I know, right?
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
Yeah. Bows and arrows, we got
Yes,
guns.
group up in close formation when there are riflemen. That'll work for you.
Oh, we got him in an enfilade now. Indy? Oh, he's fine. This is a prequel, everybody. He's totally fine. He's even got his hat, which probably actually should have fallen off, really, realistically.
Many
tight
times.
Hat. It's a tight-fitting hat.
The sweat shrinks it onto his head.
Exactly.
I got one.
And here we merge into the Raiders March.
Now, is it supposed to be like they only need technically just one stone?
Yeah, the village only needs the one.
The village just had the one stone.
Yeah.
But notice, even before the stone comes back, the village is somehow magically green again.
Yeah, it's the magic of the Kali.
The stone.
The magic of the stone.
I knew you would return when our grass began to grow again. Yeah.
And here come the children. This is a great moment. I love when
they all flooded.
all the excited moms. It's a great shot.
I know. Literally, like, the last half hour of this movie is freaking great.
Oh, that score.
Yes. Where you just finally get the release of... where you get to the release of the action, but also the exuberance of it.
Save the day. Good over evil.
We have a gift for you.
Yeah. I understand its power.
I still don't believe in power of God or a rock or anything. That's just children's stories.
It's just a children's story. In my head, it's a sequel, even though it's a prequel.
Yeah. You
head.
know what? The movie does read a little bit better when it is, because honestly, it's so distant from the Nazi Germany.
It is very distant
part of the world that you totally could see it as just like, literally a year after Raiders.
Yep. Sure could.
Although I think about poor Marion and how she got the stick.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, Spielberg wanted Marion back for the sequel, but George Lucas was like, "No, we want I kind of want to keep it more like James Bond, where it's like every movie is like a new
different indie girl." Yeah.
Indy. Yeah, which I'm like, okay, I get it, but Marion's just so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really argue that point.
Harrison Ford just keeps continually getting cock-blocked in Lucasfilm movies, doesn't he?
For Harrison Ford.
Although
apparently the only tale he can pull in these movies is his dad's leftovers.
Yeah. She talks in her sleep.
Oh, come on,
Here
kid.
come the
You
kids
can
again.
look. You saw a man
so
getting
good.
his heart ripped out and set on fire. You can watch Indy kisses Willie.
Once again,
It's
that big
fine.
departure from the Raiders font for the credits.
Yeah, they
so
really
good.
departed from it because they were like, we want to really make this different and special, which they kind of did.
They did.
And I will say this though, now that the movie's over, I will say this: I had genuinely more fun watching it this time around than I have in the past. Maybe it's a movie that's actually going to kind of grow on me
Because you're drinking.
in a weird way. Yes, Jack Daniels definitely help.
Yeah, I mean, look, as I said, like, of the original three, it's my least favorite, but it's like I never skip it when I'm working my way through the trilogy. It's like I always watch it. It has its place.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. I guess maybe because it's probably maybe one day when I'm older and wiser like you, Sean, I'll probably have it on the kind of the same level where it's still probably going to be like on the lower tier for me, but it's still going to be like the fun parts to watch are worth the wait.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because again, I it's not like I hate Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom is like so bad. It's not, dude. It's just got like a really lulling and downright mean-spirited and kind of painful middle section.
Yeah,
it's got a great opening and a great ending. Middle part has a little bit more to be desired, at least from me. But
I mean, it does definitely have a slower pacing than some of the other ones, particularly with the middle part. So I can kind of understand that, but at the same time, I like it if only because they did something different with it, and for the age when I saw it and like the creepiness of it, it was just like. But like I already had this association with the character. I'm like, oh my gosh, like he's in so much peril this time.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
It's so good.
But yeah, how's it aged for you guys now? Like, because I take it's been a while for either of you since the last time you watched it, or maybe someone like Nathan who's like a big fan of this.
I've actually literally
watched it like last week.
I've actually seen it within the last year. Actually, but this might be like honest to God, this might be the third time I've seen it in the last year. I think one time I just got really stoned and watched it, and the other time I was like, I think I was too stoned to watch it before. I'm gonna watch it again, and then got too stoned again. But now it's me watching it a third time. So, but I love this movie. I think it's so much fun. It's different. It's dark. They did a lot of different things that I don't think that a lot of studios would have done today.
Oh God, are you kidding me?
Especially as like being a PG movie in general. Being one of the last PG movies, or
at least sort. like the lenient sort of thing. Oh hey, check it out, matte photography, David Fincher.
Oh yeah. Deborah Morgan.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I mean, that fucking weird.
I've definitely watched this movie within the last couple of years, but it's all of the movies hold up because, yeah, as we said earlier, you're going to have some of those effects that don't age quite as well. Yeah. But guess what? That doesn't stop me from loving movies from like the 50s.
Yeah,
you know? It's like,
right.
It's fine.
Exactly.
And even still, like the fact that the matte and composite imaging work isn't as clean as it was on Raiders, I still don't care about those effects because the fact that they are kind of cobbled together and they are kind of sloppy and they are kind of gritty in that way, like not in terms of the portrayal of the terms of how it was made, it gives it that Saturday morning, boy's life kind of feel.
It does.
So that to me is a feature, not a bug. But it's just like the torture porn aspect of it that I'm like,
a bruised forearm movie.
But either way, I still kind of like Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull a little bit more, just because it. Well, I mean,
I still like it.
I wasn't expecting
I know people hate it, but I like it.
I can't. Because I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to wait till the next. Well, it's not going to be this next episode. The next episode in line is actually going to be my first Marvel movie of the month with Mark. But after that, we're going to be coming back with Last Crusade, and then we're going to do Avatar, and then Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But when we get to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull,
are you doing
me and Sean?
Are you doing the extended version of Avatar?
Yes.
Wait, we're doing Avatar?
Oh no, I'm doing that with another friend of mine because it's revenge.
Okay,
I love
it's
Avatar.
Revenge for making me watch Batman v Superman. Because I hated Batman v Superman, and he loved it, and we got to argue while the movie was playing for the extended cut, and now I'm going to reap my revenge because I loved Avatar, he was not a fan, and now we get to duke it out in another 3.5 hour podcast.
Well, you'll have plenty of fun, going through colonialism apologism.
Oh yeah, all of that. But we'll also be back after that come September with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And I'm kind of looking forward to that one because it's been a while since I've actually sat down and watched.
It's been a while for me on that one too.
I don't think I've seen that since theaters, so this will be my first revisit to it in quite some time.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome! I can't wait because usually when us indie fans, we usually tend to pop in Raiders or Last Crusade because they are it's like the like reverse Star Trek logic. The odd number ones are good. And because if there are Nazis in there, it's also good.
Love me some Nazi punching.
Yes, odd number movie with Nazis are the good indie movies, and that's usually the ones we go to. So it's been a while since I've actually sat down and watched Temple of Doom or Crystal Skull, but we'll see how my perspective changes on that one, because my perspective actually kind of changed a little bit for the better for this one. Like, I have a little bit more of appreciation for it. I guess I was just so impatient as a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, when are you gonna punch somebody already?
Well, and I think it also helps when you have two people on board who, generally enjoy it and have some particular moments from the film that are, very treasured for us.
Yeah.
Being able to share that and kind of bring our perspective to it, to you, can probably help out.
Oh, are you kidding me? That's the whole reason why I brought Mr. Torres on this podcast.
That.
Because I could not, because I know so much love and appreciation is for this movie. And even though it's just not quite for me, I cannot, in good conscience, bring a big fan on here.
Yeah,
because we need that perspective. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll lose about half my audience in like 2 videos. All 30 of them that I have, at least for now. Hopefully, that'll grow soon. Like and subscribe. We're on YouTube. We're on podcast. We're on Spotify. We are on Castbox, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Castbox, wherever podcasts may be. Okay, enough self-promotion. I think we should wrap this one up. So, any final thoughts for you guys?
No, thanks for having me on board again. I had a lot of fun.
All right, cool, man. Well,
yeah, happy to be here as
Nice
always.
meeting you.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, I'll have to do it
great
again.
time, man. Awesome. Well, folks, back home, like I said, next week is going to be the first Marvel movie of the month with Mark. We're going to be showcasing Captain America 2, so the Winter Soldier. So be on the lookout for that next week. See you next Friday. This has been an episode of Comtrack where you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. Peace.